Hello and welcome to another video about Cardano. In this video we take a look at the latest price action because I know something happened. We had a look yesterday evening and the price dropped to now 195, and then actually overnight, at least here in the UK, it dropped I think down to 180 or something. So we're going to take a closer look at the chart and do a technical analysis, take a look at the indicators and the oscillators, and also we're taking a look at the Bitcoin chart quickly beforehand because we had some developments there as well. And as you know, the Bitcoin price sort of impacts the Cardano price as well. But I said yesterday, don't panic, and I don't think this will be a new bear market or something. This is just a small correction that's perfectly normal in the Cardano and in the Bitcoin price world. We are in the crypto world. It is volatile. Many people who are now entering the crypto world might not understand this, might not have had experienced this. Had a few comments about people have bought at the near all-time high now. They are worrying. That's why I do these videos as well. I mean, I can't advise you if you should sell or hold. For me, I never want to sell when I'm in the negative. I've made mistakes many years in the past as well. I bought at all-time highs and then sold lower, and I was so annoyed when the price then went back up. What I need to tell you, if you invest, and that's what helped me. Always when I invest, I try to understand the project. I want to know what's going on. I want to really understand the project. And if I do that and I'm convinced that I can invest, then I will invest. And I'm not worried if prices drop like that, because then I'm more convinced about the project. I basically know that the prices will go up. But that's also why I invest only what I can afford to lose. So if price drops like that happen, I always use it to buy more because I'm a long-term holder. I'm a hodler, and I accumulate more every week pretty much of ADA. I started to buy weekly and not monthly because prices are very volatile. So I want to profit from short-term price moves as well. So that's why I buy weekly. I won't sell until, within the next 4 years, I won't sell. And I want to hold long-term. I believe that is the best way to do it. For me, everybody might have their own strategy. If you do short-term trading, by all means, you can do that, of course, but don't be worried if prices drop. That's why many sort of professional traders who really are trading, and by the way, when trading, you need time, and many professional traders set stop losses when they buy on an exchange. They set stop losses, so they buy at 215, and they know there is a resistance level, for example, below $2. They might set a stop loss there. Yes, they will have a loss, but the risk has been minimized. They can manage the risk. But normally buying, when trading, buying is normally done when there is a signal, something where you can see that we have a resistance line, and that resistance line is broken. It is then tested as support. We have another green candle. That's normally when people are buying, because that is a confirmation that a change of a trend is happening or that an important resistance level has been taken. So, I'm not really giving trading advice here or investment advice anyway. I don't want to do that. But what I do, I never sell, or at least not in the next 4 to 5 years. And who knows what that is. So I need to have a look then, but I'm not going to sell when price drops like that happen. I use it as opportunity to buy more. Let's take a look at this, because it just shows how much cryptocurrencies increased in the last 30 days, in the last 7 days. And it's always important to put it into perspective, because actually, yes, some people are a little bit panicking in the comments, and I know that always happens. It happened to me in the past, and it's always important to visualize that we've actually been there just maybe like a week ago or something. So even like 7 days ago, even in the last 7 days, we made massive gains across, most cryptocurrencies. There are some which have consolidated now, and that's again totally normal. There has been really an overextension on some of them. However, what we see in the last day, we had that correction across the crypto market. But look at what we've made in the last 30 days, really, across the cryptocurrencies. There is really no cryptocurrency here in this list, at least, that has made a loss in the last 30 days. So, if you listen to this channel or many other crypto channels and invested when I did and I said I bought, then you could have made, some money. That's what it is. And then buying when it's already high is always difficult. And I said before, I don't think this will be the end of the bull market. I think this will continue. So even, buying at, I even bought at 210 roughly, because, I buy every week. So I'm not too worried about the price. And I know many of you are not as well, because you do what I do, dollar cost averaging. That's what many people do. And over the years, it has provided me, it has really been a really good, it worked really well for me, yeah, and not only for cryptos, but generally for stocks as well. So what are we going to do? Yeah, have a quick look at the Bitcoin chart on the daily. Bitcoin chart on the daily is what we can see, a continuation of what we saw yesterday. This is the price action here. We had this ascending wedge. I said numerous times it can be, and it most likely is a bearish pattern. And then people commented, we're on a bull market and everything, and yes, we are, but you still have these patterns, and sometimes they turn out to be bearish, just a short-term bearish pattern. However, as I said yesterday, these are actually bullish and bearish. It's a bit difficult to spot because you have still an uptrend, but these are losing momentum, these tops, and also the lows, they are losing momentum, and there are chances to break to the downside, which is what we did. Luckily not with a lot of momentum, which is nice, because I guess the reason for that is that we have this 20-day moving average here as very close support. So that is healthy. That is what Cardano doesn't have at the moment. The support levels are quite far away. At least the moving averages are quite far away. Moving average, just the sort of the average price over the last 20 days. Then we've got the 50-day moving average here, which will be the next major support for me. And what could happen now that we are trading, and here actually you have the 200-day moving average. So unfortunately we fell below the 200-day moving average. It's a bit difficult to spot because it's also a yellow line. What could happen, we could trade between the 200-day moving average now and the 50-day moving average for a little moment. The 200 and the 20-day moving average for a little moment. We're really at the moment squeezed between these two prices again, between this level. And, we need to see in which direction it breaks out. Do we have a continuation of the short downtrend? I believe then we could even drop to the 50-day moving average, which is just below 40,000. And this is just what can happen. But even then, when were we at like 40,000? Not even like 3 weeks ago. So it's important to understand that. Here on the Bitcoin price chart, there are other resistance and support levels. I didn't draw them all in, but I put my focus on Cardano. But that is what could happen, I believe, also because on the daily actually, we have a bearish move of the MACD. So at least, don't get me wrong, I don't expect it to drop. I think it might stay on that level. It might move sideways a little bit. The MACD on the daily shows a bearish momentum at the moment, and also we can see on the RSI, which is again actually a good thing. The RSI is actually not in overbought territory anymore, but we can see that we are losing momentum. So we have lower highs here of the MACD. However, we have higher lows, right? So again, we have something like a wedge forming, and we need to see what's going on with that. But it shows that, there could be a reversal again, could potentially move up again here on the RSI, which is the momentum indicator, which then indicates that this correction here, it could really just only be a short-term one. And that's what I think, because here on the weekly as well, and that's another confirmation why I think we're actually in a bull market, and we might see some more moves to the upside soon. So that's why I'm not too worried. First of all, again, the RSI, we can see that we are not in overbought territory, and we are still over 50%. So this indicates to me there is space to the upside, and then very importantly, and that's what I've been talking about various times on this channel, and we've been waiting for that. We've been waiting for this positive move on the weekly. It hasn't quite happened yet. It's just about to happen. And that is why this week is so important for Bitcoin. This week is so important, and because on the weekly, which is sort of more meaningful for the longer term trend. On the weekly, we can see that here the MACD histogram is about to turn green. So the next weekly candle will determine that. And if we stay like that with a red candle, it might mean that we are not going to get there. So we want to close higher. We want to have a green candle here, which then indicates really a bullish momentum for Bitcoin for at least a few weeks, I think. I mean, it's never guaranteed, but it is with a higher probability for me that we could then see this play out and go into the green, and this could signal that we're going to see more moves to the upside on Bitcoin. That obviously influences Cardano then as well. Now let's have a look at the daily first for Cardano. What I said yesterday was that this sort of consolidation could take at least 5 days if we assume there is a bull flag forming. With a bull flag, what I mean that we have this flagpole here, which started on the 10th of August. I mean, we had a move to the upside before, but this clear bull flag, this flag pretty much, this flag post, plus now this consolidation. So this flag started forming on, I would say, here on the 9th of August, right? So, or even on the 10th of August. So if we assume that this is a bull flag, what we normally expect is that huge pump, and then we see in a channel this downswing, right? And I just want to show you how it, if we just take a look at a textbook, how that normally looks, is that, so you have a bullish flag, you have that flagpole, and then you have this channel where we are trading within a channel, and then at some point there will be a breakout. And the breakout will happen when we move through this upper support level. So let me know if you see that as well. I see that. They never really look exactly how in the textbook. Well, sometimes they do, but oftentimes not. But you can see this flagpole here, and this can consist of various green candles. That's not a problem, but I think we can see this channel here. And what normally happens, we need to see a retracement of not more than 50% of that flagpole. So if we take the Fibonacci here and we move it to the low of the flagpole just to see where the 50% retracement could be, I just don't know exactly. Do we go with this or do we go with that? Where do we say it starts? Maybe here where it's really clear. So if we assume this is where the flag started, I'm going to move in and we can take a look at where the 50% retracement level is. And this is then important to understand that this retracement shouldn't go below at least the 50% retracement. If I zoom in a little bit more, bit hard to see. But yeah, the 50% retracement is 184. So we don't want to let the price go below 184. And if we have a look at this chart here at the moment and the daily chart, we can see that overnight actually this price went down to 185 and then it bounced off. So it indicates, hopefully, the 185 is a very important one, or 184.9, in that range. But pretty much what the retracement level tells us, it's 185. If we have a bull flag and we want that validated, we shouldn't see the price dropping below 185. So that's my next target. We have seen that already, 187 exactly here, as it says on the daily. So we haven't been there quite yet. I hope this will play out as a bull flag because it indicates that the buyers are still strong, the sellers are weaker. And if we have that bull flag forming, what it essentially means from understanding the storyline is people are taking profits here, then other people start to sell who are worried. So I'm not selling, but people might sell if they are worried. And then it hits that 50% retracement. That's a signal for many buyers again to get back into the market. And then with momentum, we always want to see momentum as well. We want to see the price and volume to come in so that it allows us to go above this top resistance line, which is the 225 line that we didn't get through so far. So interesting. I think at the moment this is a bullish pattern. Okay. And I hope that will play out like that. Of course, I'll update you throughout the day. Really good sign though. A really good sign is, and I need to move that back down here to the low. A really good sign is that we are now above the 195 level here again. That's nice to see, because the 195, pretty much 196, is this 0.236 retracement level. And that is nice, because that means it's the first Fibonacci retracement level I also talked about in yesterday evening's video, where I said this is like the first retracement level. And if we can keep above that, it indicates the sellers aren't very strong. And that could indicate a continuation as well of that move. So we could get something like that, continuation, or even like that, whatever, something like that, that could lead us to new all-time highs. One more reason why I believe, we need to bear in mind the moving averages are still down here, so they are quite far away. They can't really offer a lot of support at the moment. If we were to drop to this, it would be below 170. It would be something like 165. Not really good. If I take a look at the volume, it's dropping now a little bit. So that's normal, obviously, in a consolidation. Good sign. The RSI is increasing a little bit again. So shows a bit of an increase in momentum. The MACD is still bullish. We might be seeing a move into the red zone, but I'm not sure yet. It still looks green, and the Chaikin money flow is good as well. So it means buying pressure is building up. On the weekly I showed you yesterday, we have also that bullish cross on the MACD, which makes me think that this only is a short-term consolidation. And overall, guys, fundamentally, nothing has changed. We are still looking for the hard fork. We are waiting for it. And that's why fundamentally nothing has really changed. What I want to show you again is this. And this is obviously before the last hard fork. What we need to see, we moved up. And I just want to make it a little bit clearer, because prices were different back then. We had something very similar. A bull flag, or something like a bull flag here as well. It looked a bit different, more like a triangle, which we don't have now. I think we have something like a bull flag, like a channel, like that. Yeah. But that wasn't a bull flag. It looked similar, but the last one here wasn't a bull flag, and it was invalidated because, and you can see it wasn't a bull flag, because we retraced more than the 50% from this flagpole. But that's when the sideways move started. But as long as we were in this uptrend here, before the Mary hard fork, we saw something very similar. And then as we hit this, let's just see, just all for fun, what the retracement was here from. If we just say that could have been a flag, but it's also a bit tricky to spot where to start. Possibly here, or even here. Let's just start here. That's the most clear flagpole for me. So I normally go to the top here, to the very top. So there we actually retrace back to the 0.618. Okay, so indicate, but we could also start here. So it's always, where do you start? What do you think makes sense most? If we say we started here and the flag started forming here, which probably is a good call, because this, or here even, because this is when the whole momentum started to start, and here we also hit that 236 Fibonacci retracement level. What we have seen now, that provided then support pretty much very clearly, or very similar to what we see now. So yeah, I'm extremely bullish still. There always these corrections can happen, and then it's important to know how to interpret them. This doesn't mean it needs to be a bull flag. There's always, anything can happen at any time, but it is likely for me. And as long as we stay above that 195, or at least the 185 level, which we are doing at the moment, I'm waiting for the new all-time high. Okay, so hopefully you liked that update. There'll be another update later today, and I hope you like these updates. I know you do. And I hope, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to follow me on this crypto journey. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.